Not happy. They elicit either fear or fascination by people, sometimes both. You see the rattle here, kind of a really cool close-up look there. So all the rattle is these interlocking pieces of keratin that every time the animal sheds, they add one more little piece of rattle, and they're kind of loosely fit, like almost like Legos. So the sound of the rattle is from the vibration. I can actually feel the snake's tail vibrating. I let it go, and that's what you hear, is that keratin kind of smacking up against each other. Can you age a snake by its rattle? All you can really say is how many times this snake has shed since it broke off last. For a young snake, they can shed 3 to 4 times in a year, and then as they get older, they shed less. When they egress, they come out of their overwearing spots. They hang around the den for about 10 to 14 days, and they shed. They do their first shed of the year. What I want to do is put him in the tube so we can start to manipulate him. All right, so now he's immobilized. We'll do kind of a quick little visual inspection to see if he's got any major injuries or snake fungal disease, which is common in timber rattlesnakes. One of the first things we do, because it's a long-term monitoring site, to see if he already has a tag in him with the pit tag reader. So I'm checking him for a tag. Empty. So he's never been tagged by us or caught by us. That is the tag. It's a 12 millimeter tag. It's a little transponder. If you want to keep it away from the reproductive organs of the snake, so we measure up from the vent. The vent's right here, 6 to 8 inches along the rib cage, and we're going to go underneath the belly scute. I'm in the cavity right now. Tag goes in. That's it. That's simple. The tag is right there. So that's that snake's unique identifier for the rest of its life. Jaron is measuring the snake. You go from the tip of the nose to right at the base of the rattle. The next thing we do is we're going to check subcaudals. This is the vent right here, where my thumb is. And these scales are called subcaudal scales, or single scales. Go to the base of the rattle. 19 subcaudals, that's a female. So at 21 or more, you have a male snake. You have a longer, kind of fatter tail. Females have a shorter, stubbier tail. If it's a female like this one of the things you'll see is a lot of distension. And actually you can palpate the body and feel little ones inside her. I don't feel that with her. And she's got some extra flappy skin at the bottom, which means she's probably postpartum. She was gravid last year and had a litter. She will be probably taking the year off, maybe a couple years off. Reproduction is very energetic for them. It takes them a lot of energy to kind of build up fat reserves to feed the young. And then once they are gravid, they don't eat. They'll sit at these open basking rocks for 4 to 6 months and then give birth usually in late August, early September. Timber rattlesnakes are part of our Pennsylvania's natural heritage. They are candidate to be listed as potentially listed as threatened or endangered for a long time. We did an analysis, long-term study, a 12-year study, and found that their numbers were pretty good. So we took them off our candidate list, and we're protecting them through management, really. We permit individual hunters, organized hunts that do education, we inventory the snakes and do assessments on the site, and population monitoring. And then there's other things that we're doing cooperatively with partners like East Stroudsburg University, long-term assessment of them, trend analysis. We're now looking at fire management. So we're trying to see how that affects the snakes and the timing of when they do the burns, how that affects the snakes. For our venomous snakes, there's three characteristics that we look for. They have a really small neck that the venomous snakes do. Non-venomous tend to be the same width at the head and neck area. The eyes are elliptical for venomous snakes, and for non-venomous snakes are completely round, the pupils. The venomous snakes have a rattle or single scales behind the bottom of the tail. The non-venomous have split scales. We call it a zipper tail that run down the back. Those 3 features can usually get you venomous versus non-venomous. So if you're not sure, just leave them some space and call one of our region offices, and an officer can come out, check it out, or deal with it.